in the heart of Eastern Europe lies a vast land historically known as the breadbasket of the continent. It is not just a country, but a true crossroads. Spanning more than 600,000 square kilometers, it is the second largest country in Europe after Russia. This is Ukraine. Picture a country where the land itself is the resource. Ukraine is covered by vast stretches of Chernozem, a black, fertile soil found in few places on Earth. This soil shapes the country's landscape and economy. Around 70% of Ukraine is flat plains and low steppes, ideal for agriculture on a continental scale. These plains stretch uninterrupted for hundreds of kilometers. Fields of wheat, corn, barley, and sunflowers define the horizon. Ukraine is not simply an agricultural country. It is a global agricultural system. What grows here feeds populations far beyond its borders, making the country a central pillar of global food supply. But geography never gives without taking. The same openness that allows agriculture to flourish leaves the land exposed. Ukraine has few natural barriers, no deserts, no major mountain chains across its center, no dense forests forming defensive lines. For centuries, this made the territory easy to cross, settle, trade through, and invade. Ukraine is not only a country on the map, it is a borderland by nature. It shares borders with 7 countries. To the east and northeast lies Russia. To the west, Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary. To the southwest, Romania and Moldova. These borders are more than political divisions. They mark zones of cultural exchange, economic overlap, and historical tension. Ukraine sits where Eastern Europe meets Central Europe, where different worlds touch and sometimes collide. Despite its vast size, the Ukrainian landscape is remarkably consistent. The Great Plains dominate almost the entire country, broken only in the far west by the Carpathian Mountains. Here, the land rises into forested slopes and narrow valleys. Mount Hoverla, Ukraine's highest peak, reaches just over 2,000 meters. It is not towering by European standards, but it marks a clear shift in climate, ecology, and rhythm of life. The Carpathians act as a natural reservoir. Rivers begin here, forests thrive, villages remain closely tied to the land. This region contrasts sharply with the south, where the plains stretch again and gradually descend toward the Black Sea. At the center of the country flows its great lifeline, the Dnieper River. The Dnieper runs for more than 1,000 kilometers through Ukraine, linking north to south. It connects forest zones to open steppe, inland regions to the coast. Cities grew along its banks because of it. Kyiv rises above the river on high hills. Dnipro developed as a major industrial center beside its waters. The river shapes settlement, agriculture, and transport. Reservoirs along its course generate energy and regulate water supply. Its presence divides the country geographically into right and left banks, but it also unites regions that would otherwise feel distant from one another. To the south, Ukraine meets the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov. This access to open water has always been essential. Ports like Odesa are not simply coastal cities. They are economic gateways. Grain, metals, and manufactured goods pass through these harbors, linking Ukraine to global markets. This maritime access explains why Ukraine's coastline has long been contested. Control of fertile land brings food, Control of ports brings influence. Ukraine's climate supports this role. Winters are cold but not extreme. Summers are warm and productive. Rainfall is generally sufficient for farming across most of the country. These conditions allow large-scale agriculture without dependence on complex irrigation systems. Beneath the surface, the land holds more than soil. Ukraine possesses some of Europe's largest reserves of iron ore and manganese. Coal fields once powered entire regions. Natural gas reserves add to the country's resource base. These deposits shaped the growth of heavy industry, particularly in the east and southeast. Industrial cities developed around mining, steel production, shipbuilding, and mechanical engineering. Ukraine became a key center for aircraft manufacturing and large-scale industrial production. This industrial legacy remains visible in infrastructure, urban layouts, and workforce traditions. Agriculture, however, remains the backbone. Ukraine ranks among the world's largest exporters of wheat, corn, barley, and sunflower oil. Its harvests influence global prices and supply chains. When Ukrainian exports are disrupted, the effects are felt far beyond Europe, especially in regions dependent on imported grain. This agricultural strength is not accidental. It is the result of soil quality, climate, scale, and centuries of farming knowledge. Fields here are measured not in hectares, but in horizons. Culturally, Ukraine is layered rather than uniform. Ukrainian is the official language spoken across the country. It is an East Slavic language, distinct in sound and structure, shaped by long contact with neighboring cultures. Russian is also widely spoken, especially in the south and east, reflecting shared imperial and Soviet history. This linguistic diversity is a daily reality rather than a clear division. Many Ukrainians move easily between languages depending on context, region, or family background. Religion reflects similar complexity. Most Ukrainians identify as Orthodox Christians, but church affiliations vary. In 2019, the Orthodox Church of Ukraine gained independence from Moscow, an event with deep symbolic meaning. In the West, Greek Catholic communities remain strong, rooted in older ties to Central Europe. Ukraine's character is revealed most clearly through its cities. Kyiv, the capital, stands at the center of the country's political, cultural, and symbolic life. One of the oldest cities in Eastern Europe, it grew along the high banks of the Dnieper, where geography offered both protection and connection. Golden domes rise above medieval monasteries, while wide Soviet-era avenues cut through dense residential districts built for millions. Ancient religious complexes like Kyiv Pechersk Lavra coexist with government buildings, universities, and modern neighborhoods. More than a capital, Kyiv is a living archive, a city where layers of history remain visible without defining everyday life. It continues to function as the country's intellectual heart, shaping national identity while adapting to the pressures of the present. Odesa, on the Black Sea coast, developed as a city open to the wider world. Built as a port, its growth was driven by trade, migration, and maritime life. Italian courtyards, French-inspired facades, and broad seaside boulevards reflect its international origins. The rhythm of Odesa has always been different from inland cities, shaped by commerce, humor, and independence of spirit. its multicultural character remains one of its defining features. Lviv, in the west, reflects another tradition entirely. Its compact historic center is well preserved, shaped by centuries under Polish and Austro-Hungarian rule. Narrow streets open into public squares framed by churches, universities, and civic buildings. The city carries a strong sense of continuity, often seen as a guardian of Ukrainian language, culture, and education. Life in Lviv moves at a human scale, rooted in ritual, learning, and community. History is present everywhere in Ukraine, but it does not dominate daily life. The country's past includes brief periods of independence and long stretches of foreign rule. These experiences produced a society accustomed to adaptation and endurance. Yet modern Ukraine is defined less by memory than by geography, labor, and location. Ukraine today is not simply a bridge between worlds. It is a country with weight of its own. Its fertile soil feeds distant regions. Its rivers bind territories together. Its ports connect land to sea. Its people cultivate fields, build industries, and sustain local communities across vast distances. From the open steppes of the south to the forests of the Carpathians, from quiet villages to immense agricultural plains, Ukraine is shaped by space, soil, and resilience. A land essential to understanding Europe, not only for what it has been, but for what it continues to be.